We were doing hugs and saying hi to everyone, and I'm kind of lurking in the doorway, and then one of the girls kind of looks at me and goes, "So, who's he?"
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome back to your favourite podcast, he said hopefully.
Welcome back to Sorry Amma.
I married a Kiwi.
Well, I say that a million times. You did not marry a Kiwi. That is the problem.
And Marsha married a Kiwi. She's the one that we're analysing here. The various paths, the decisions that led her to this strange decision.
Yeah, so the processing and the analysing, the logicalizing.
Postmortem.
Now I'm doing the postmortem. Once the decision is made and the actions are taken.
So last time we managed to finally get you out of Sri Lanka, which sounds like we abducted you. We didn't. We just responded to consumer feedback that people wanted. People wanted to know what happened next.
Yeah, so we're finally going to say what happened next. And at the same time, it sounds like, oh my God, I was stuck in Sri Lanka. No, I was not. I could have left anytime I want.
If you could have afforded a business class flight, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, there were financial elements, okay? Like, can we just take a flight and go to Europe
But
right now? No, we can't.
If I'd had money, I could have left whenever I want.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the problem in the capitalism word.
The lism of it all.
Apart from capitalism world problems, I did not have any other problems.
So where did we leave off last time?
I think we kind of talked about you coming to pick me up and how cute and adorable it was.
Well, I don't like to brag, but it was pretty adorable. We were cute.
I think so. Okay, this is getting too cheesy. I think even in the past we could have been easily being cheesy. Now we know a lot of people who talk to about the podcast after it's like posted. Now it's even weirder.
Every day we post it, we then have to walk into work with our heads hung low.
So I would not want to be cheesy.
My co-worker's tapping their ears going, "Hey, too cheesy. Too cheesy."
So at the moment what happens is like somebody, like one of the co-workers will be walking past you just like tapping to the ear saying, like, no, can't talk. I'm just in the zone. I'm listening to you two. Like, no. And walk away. Now they was like, ugh, oh my God, too cheesy. Yuck. And then walk away passing you.
It's good feedback.
Yeah, it's lovely. I'm just saying I'm conscious about being cheesy.
So post Sri Lanka, we're entering what we like to call the dark winter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty apt.
It is very accurate.
And we've been talking about maybe speeding through this part of the story so it doesn't...
Yeah, it wouldn't haunt you guys in your nights.
Wow, what a great teaser. You know?
I don't know. I think I'm in a different mood today.
Well, I'm glad you're all very excited.
I'm slightly feverish and delirious, so...
Let it be known that Marsha is slightly sick and still decided to go ahead with providing a podcast for Tuesday morning.
Yeah, so this is me trying to do that. So if I'm out of normalcy, that's me being feverish.
Understood.
Okay, so...
You're making illegible sounds right now. You think you're speaking, but you're just going...
Oh,
Later you're going to go to edit this and be like, wow, I was not forming words.
Yeah, but you're communicating with me right now. So are you...
I'm used to it.
Okay.
This is just the two of us making crazy sounds.
I see. Okay. I mean, sadly, there's nobody else in the house to tell us that we are just making sounds and noises.
Shooty the cat is like, you poor humans.
Or maybe she would be understanding us because that's what she does.
Why did I end up with these two? Of anyone who could have come to the SPCA, why?
Yeah, she must be having serious doubts right now. While she's running after her purple ball. I hear her outside the door.
She's locked out for bad behaviour.
Yeah. And we're hearing some beautiful fireworks because it's Diwali. Happy Diwali, everybody.
Diwali celebrations have taken over the neighbourhood, which has been awesome.
Yes, and we got some gulab jamun and some tasty snacks from our neighbours for Diwali. We are so delighted.
And Marsha has said she feels like it's a nice Sri Lankan neighbourhood that we live in because people are just giving us food all the time.
I know, like what it was Saturday, or was it Sunday? I can't remember. We were just like, okay, we need to make dinner. Like, let's get ready. But then, because I was kind of sick on the weekend as well, I was like, I was only wanting to eat Sri Lankan food, and I just made some little curry for the morning. Had that, and my friend messaged me saying, "It's like, are you gonna make dinner? Don't cook." I'm in a dane, which is almsgiving, which means like you're offering food for monks, which is a Buddhist tradition. So she was in the temple doing that with like, it's a big celebration. I'm not gonna go into explain the whole situation, but she was in the temple with a lot of Sri Lankans, and then we were invited, but we didn't have time to go, which was sad. But she messaged like, "Oh, there's a lot of leftover food, and I thought of you guys, so I packed some food. So I'll drop it off. Don't cook." And on the way, I was in the shower, so Sam popped out to pick it up from the cab when they came to drop it off. Sam came back and told me, it was so nonchalant. They just messaged things like, "Hey, I'm outside." None of them got out of the car. They just is like, "Hey, there's the food," because I mean, she's pregnant. My friend is pregnant, so obviously she's not going to get out of the car after a whole day of work. And then they just like gave us some food, and then they just like drove away. It's like, "Guys, enjoy, bye-bye." And then we opened the packets, and we ate dinner today.
We ate real good.
So it was enough for like 4 meals for the two of us. So that's how Sri Lankan like communities work as well. Like, you just like sometimes just get a message like, "Don't cook, I'm bringing you some food." So that camaraderie, that community feeling, I feel that in our little new neighborhood, which I really love.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have our Sri Lankan friend Vedani living very close by, who ironically you know from Matara,
I know.
the same town in Sri Lanka, how many miles away?
Yeah.
And now you're living in the same subdivision, which is great.
That is great. And yeah, and it's coming to a beautiful, beautiful community. And I love that.
she can feed our cat too, which we really appreciate. And we'll have to repay her with babysitting duty one day.
One day, yeah, not far away. Anyways, let's get back to the story.
Yeah, what are our headlines for today? Because we've been going through our photo reel madly of what happened after you returned at the start of 2023.
Not many photos, except us just I don't know, driving around, catching up a few times, and
just frolicking, delirious to be together again.
There are a few highlights, but I have a few stories that we want to talk today. So I am taking charge today, even though I'm the one who's sick and delirious.
It's kind of why, because you need to just keep on going with the energy, or you're gonna
yeah,
trip
otherwise
over.
I'm gonna collapse at one point. So, do you remember the first time when I introduced you to my proxy mother? She's going to be very important in our story in the future, so make some notes.
Is this my mum?
No,
Oh.
my proxy mother.
You mean Sue?
Yes. Do you remember the first time you meeting her?
Yes. So I think I had heard that you had previously done some work at the uni, and there'd been a Sri Lankan woman in charge of the department who was kind of like your proxy mother here in New Zealand.
Yeah, she was the first. I mean, she's kind of a half a reason that I came to New Zealand as well. So, funny story from the back in the day when I was looking to which countries that I wanted to go to do my master's. My first choice, was Switzerland, Geneva.
All the New Zealanders just unsubscribed from the podcast.
No, not because of the
But
country.
Geneva doesn't have fish and chips.
Well, it's not because of the country, guys. Calm down. It was because of the Geneva ICCPR, like international,
United Nations.
United Nations international human rights cause and all that kind of stuff. And
But we have a bucket fountain in Wellington, so, it's kind of like potato.
I know, yeah, in the bucket fountain, whatever the thingamajingy one, and I haven't seen it yet.
You just wait.
No. Anyways, my master's was I always wanted to do in international humanitarian law, and that was the best place to do that. But, well, it was too expensive, and I was like,
That's how we got a Marsha.
hey, we're being honest and real here. So it was probably the twice the amount of expense in New Zealand.
New Zealand, we're expensive, but not that expensive.
Yes. That should be the motto in our tourism. Anyways, so I was looking to UK, New Zealand, and I loved New Zealand and Australia, like that side, but UK was the best for like legal side of masters and stuff like that. So there were a few things that I was looking into, and I applied. I was going through the Auckland University website, law school, and then my mother, Amma, noticed that she was like, "Oh, the head of the student center, it looks like a Sri Lankan. That's a Sri Lankan name." I'm like, "No, like, how could you say?" Like, no. She's like, no, that is definitely a Sri Lankan name. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she's like, I mean, just send her a message saying, like, "I'm from Sri Lanka, like, blah, 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 blah. Just introduce yourself. She might be nice enough to reply." And I emailed her, and then she was very kind. I ended up working with her after finishing my degree anyways. And she was so sweet.
Oh, I just couldn't remember when you said that the first name was Suranjika.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So people like Sue? I did not know that was a Sri Lankan name.
No. More than the Suranjika part, the surname is like obviously Sri Lankan. So, but I didn't really notice that. But Amma was like, no, wait. I was like scrolling through the website. She's like, wait, go back. That is definitely Sri Lankan. I'm like, okay, good spotting.
I like how Amma's like, we need to find you people in New Zealand.
Yeah, she just did, like they both, Amma and Tata both did a massive campaigning of finding people who are remotely related or known to them who lives in New Zealand. So make sure that I have somebody to go to, or to at least pick me up from the airport sort of thing. Anyways, so I got connected to Sue through that, and obviously I ended up doing my master's in Auckland University, and she was in the student center. She was like she was taking care of most of the stuff there, like who we always got connected to.
In the law faculty?
Yes. And so, yeah, I became like, I ended up being like oh my God, you're my proxy mother.
She was like your Jedi master, really, and you were her Padawan. / apprentice.
Well, I'm so sorry, I don't know Star Wars.
It's in process, people. We're getting her through it. We are.
We watched the first one, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
What a classic.
But that one didn't have the Jedi Master yet, did it?
No, because the Jedi have died.
I don't know.
We're in danger of a big tangent here. Let's go back to...
Okay. All the Star Wars fans are like, oh my God, I'm going to kill her. Okay. So yeah, I love her to death. She's amazing. Whenever I need anything, even a shoulder to cry, a person to laugh with, just to go for advices, whatever. She's my confidant. I just can go to her for anything.
So while I was many miles away from getting a introduction to Amasha's mother, I did get to meet the Proxy Mum.
Yeah. So once I came back if you guys remember, when I went to Sri Lanka the last time, I kind of was like, has packed up my life in New Zealand in a way. So I left my job.
See you later, suckers.
Yeah, but then I have to go find a job now.
Oh, bugger.
So I was looking for a job and stuff. So I went to meet Sue in the university, and we had a good chat.
It was the most lovely, amazing character you could ever imagine.
Yeah, so there were a few. I have applied for an option there as well. And so anyways, so when I went to see her after I came back from Sri Lanka, I was meaning to tell her about Sam. Obviously, I was meaning to, but I didn't get to that point. Before that, she told me, is this what I'm hearing, that you have started dating a Suddha true? I'm like, excuse me? So I was like completely flabbergasted by this comment, because I mean, I only was with Sam for 2 weeks before I went to Sri Lanka, and I was away for 3 months, and this was probably like few days into me in New Zealand when I came back. Also, before you even left for Sri Lanka, I feel like we were dodging every single Sri Lankan that we could possibly run into. We were like at the mall, and I'd have to hurdle behind a pillar. At one point you did. Oh my God, that's a Sri Lankan. Just get out, like hide. But that was like a nice young person. We didn't think that would be enough to... And I you don't think that was the leak either, right? I can't Yeah, later got to know that the girl that we are talking about, that Sam dodged. He's like, oh my God, I'll hide under this pillow. So that obviously she recognized me, and then she went back home and told her mum. And I got to know that through her mum's friend, who's my friend, auntie friend. But I don't know Sue has any connection to that family, so I don't think they are the connection. But let me tell you, if you are an Asian, you know and you have heard about the Auntie Network. So this was Sam's first introduction to Auntie Network.
I'd heard of the Auntie Network by like reputation, that it's the fastest way to transmit information geographically.
Internet? What that?
But the fact that nobody even seemed to know that I existed before then, it's like the Auntie Network must have picked up my existence through osmosis or something, you know?
I have no idea, man, how that happened. Auntie Network is so effective.
So what was it exactly Sue said? She's like, oh yeah, I heard you were dating a Suda and he's... Wasn't it like, there were some things that were right and some things that weren't?
She mentioned a few things. She mentioned your eyes were blue, I think.
Did she mention that I write books?
She mentioned that you write books,
but
and then
that,
that you are a Sudha, which is a white boy.
Wasn't I also ginger and Scottish though?
I think you were ginger, and then you were from South Island or something like that.
Okay, so like things, it's kind of like the game of whispers, things kind of dilute as they go down the chain.
So some information was true, but still, the fact that that information went to Sue, still to the date, surprises me, even though I knew very well about the Auntie Network. And to be fair, I do not have any aunties, biologically related, any aunties in New Zealand whatsoever.
Yeah, this is just the auntie in the Asian sense of the word, that anybody over a certain age. Does that seem crude?
It's kind of like a respect thing. You don't want to call somebody in your parents' generation by their name, sort of. Yeah. So it's not necessarily the age, it's the generation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was very funny when I was laughing 2 seconds later. First, I was obviously surprised and I'm like, what? Where did you hear that? I was about to tell you, but what? And I just ended up explaining to her the situation.
We'd also gone to the uni because we were both desperately looking for jobs.
Yeah.
Upon your arrival back in New Zealand, we're like, okay, so we're just out on our own trying to prove things to the family. We probably need an income.
Yeah. But we were very lucky. Within a week or so, in the same day, we both managed to get jobs, which is amazing.
Yeah, which was amazing. I think when I was in that clinical trial, when I was, all drugged up and filled with COVID, I actually did like a video interview.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
I think that's when I did my
Didn't Dad just drop you off a white shirt or something for the interview?
Oh my gosh, he's the sweetest man of the world. Yeah, I think Dad dropped some suitable work interview clothes. This sounds made up. I think Dad dropped some suitable work interview clothes to the clinic front counter, because obviously I'm quarantined. So I was able to dress up in a work outfit, sit down, and obviously I've told you, you can't go into a separate room because you might collapse and the nurses need to have an eye on you.
Okay.
So I'm kind of half hidden in the storage room with the door open with a little camera set up to try and show how personable I am to the camera. And I think I must have been pale as a sheet at the time. Passing out, falling outside of the lens. And apparently that was enough to get me a government job, which was great.
Yeah, I mean, even if you looked like a ghost at the time, they must have thought you were Casper the ghost, a good one.
A friendly ghost. Well, what do you think about number 5, Sam? Well, he's a friendly ghost. So that was amazing. I think we talked last time that I was just a traveling nomadic writer through my 20s, so getting, it was a huge thing, I think, psychologically, getting offered a proper 9-to-5 full-time contract.
Yeah. Very proud of you.
Thank you. And we also went into the uni. I think it was mainly to catch up with people, but they ended up turning up with a job offer as well.
Yeah. So that was great.
Yeah.
And I think at the time we kind of talked about by 11 o'clock. So while I finalized my job offer and you heard back from your job as well by 11 o'clock in the morning or something. Remember we just thought...
We just felt like we could take the rest of the day off. It'd been very productive.
Yeah. And we did, I think. We went to lunch or something like that. So...
And when we went into the uni, I met Sue the first time. I remember there was 2 of the girls there as well who work in the faculty, and you were doing hugs and saying hi to everyone, and I'm kind of lurking in the doorway, and then one of the girls kind of looks and goes, So, who's he? You're like, yes, this is...
He.
It was really cool to, meet Sue. She's a big personality. And as you'll find out, she was one of the integral Game of Thrones style alliances. The House of Suranjika was incredibly valuable in our long campaign.
Yep, she was the mastermind of finally things coming together. We're not going to tell the story. You guys have to wait and hear.
She was the kingmaker and the queenmaker.
She was indeed.
Yeah.
So much love to Sue. I think she's listening. So, hi, Sue.
I'm saying all these nice things about her, hoping that she is listening.
We haven't seen her in a while. So, yeah. So, hi, Sue.
What's next on our saga?
So, I think I introduced you to Bombay Vimutti meditation place. It's kind of like what is it called? A monastery. A monastery.
It's a monastery, but it's not like a big building structure. Like there's some structures, but the majority is rolling green hills and nature and bush and walking trails.
The kind of temple that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly trees.
Best kind of temple.
Best kind of temple, and just and so many cats, gigantic ones. They're like 10 times bigger than Chuti.
And that was always like a peaceful place for you to go and find comfort, right? And they also have retreats there and monks who do talks and answer questions. And
yeah, especially like around the time of the first and the second year of like the exams and the theses and all that stress of studies, and going through a breakup at the time, and then the COVID happened, and going through that saga and all of that. I think whenever I could, that's where I found comfort. And yeah, I just got very connected to nature and soul and all that kind of stuff. With that place, I started to explore a lot of things.
And it was special for you to show it to me. And there's the bit where you walk kind of up to the rise, and there's the big stupa, which is how do you describe big white?
I think it would be easier for you to describe because I grew up seeing that. I don't know how is it not normal?
So I wasn't really familiar with it, but it's a structure, and it's a big white dome. It's like half sphere, big white dome, and it has like a pointy bit on top.
Yep.
And
so you're doing a great
job. You don't go
go
into it or anything. It's not a building, but it's just kind of there to mark the place, and that's the site of getting to worship on a Buddha.
Yes, it's a pyramid, but with no sharp edges.
I would not have gone that way, but that's interesting.
But because I have heard like the interesting comparisons of those two different structures, because like the stability of those two, the way it's built,
interesting.
And there's so many conversations about like why that shape and how some of the stupas, that's what it's called in Buddhism, that are in Sri Lanka, they have been there for like thousands of years. So how that shape was built in that without that much technology back in the days, and like how they still to the date exist is still a question, a mystery.
Unsolved mysteries.
Yeah, that's why I compared with the pyramids.
So it was very special to be introduced to that place.
Yeah.
And you can meditate there, and the local temple cats will come and curl up in your lap while you're meditating.
Oh, that is
pretty cool.
Yeah, very peaceful. The cats are just purring while you're trying to meditate. So yeah, it's a good time, and I'm glad you enjoyed the place. And guys, this most of the time it's community food. People come to donate food, breakfast and lunches, especially lunches for the monks there, and anybody who brings food there brings a lot of food. So everybody who just around gets to have a free meal. It's kind of like a shared
great,
meal,
especially when it's Sri Lankans donating the food.
Not just Sri Lankans.
But I just enjoy the Sri Lankan offerings.
Yeah, I spent like 10 days or something there. I can't remember exactly. Like a meditation retreat at one time, and that whole time, one person who's a Thai restaurant owner was the one who was like giving food for the monks at the time, and for everybody who was in the retreat.
Jackpot.
Man, oh man, that was the time of my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of an update from our back to New Zealand time. Should we get back to the rest next week?
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
look at us. You were sick. We turned up. We did the podcast.
We did.
You can't hear, but everyone listening in their car is just applauding you right now before realizing that they should have their hands on the wheel.
Please put the hands back on the wheel.
Next time you get to tell the story about when you've got to first properly hang out with my mum, which is very funny.
Yeah. Didn't I?
Surprise hospitalizations. Oh, spoiler.
Yep. Come back, guys. Sam was scared to death, but I was the one who was hospitalized.
Yeah. But I did drive like I was an action hero to get you to the hospital.
Okay, you're telling the story now.
I can't help myself. Okay, next time.
Okay, guys, see you next week, all right?
Nice catching up. See you next time on Sorry Amma.
I married a Kiwi. Bye.